Hello, I'm Jim Bellacera. I'm sitting here with Taryn P because I'm going to butcher her last name and I'm going to ask her to share her last name.
Pisaneschi.
Amazing last name. But anyways, Taryn she's got an amazing story. 20 years in the social media world and community world, online community world. And yes, she definitely was a baby when she started. Absolutely. There's no way around this one. I had to ask her age and I'm not going to tell her on camera, but definitely she was young. The bottom line is she's well versed in the whole social media arena. She knows how to market online. She's just absolutely an amazing marketeer, and she's helped a lot of companies, including your husband to be.
My husband.
Your husband. I'm sorry, your husband's business. She
My
took,
husband, yes.
and in fact, she was so good at this thing that you do what? You tripled or quadrupled it in the.
We quadrupled our market share in 18 months through networking and social media. So we combine both online and offline marketing.
But I want you to make a point here because this was an absolute market that there was no room for this.
Sure, it was completely saturated, one of the most competitive markets in the country. It was carpet cleaning in Atlanta. So one, it's very unsexy. Two, there were so many people in the phone book, hundreds and hundreds of people, and I was faced with the challenge of really standing apart from the competitors when there was nowhere to be featured in the phone book. So I started looking at online sources, leveraging online press releases, really doing a lot of work on our website, lots of content, and this was in 2002 to 2003, so people didn't yet understand the value of those tactics, and also going to as many events as I could possibly tolerate for the sheer purpose of visibility. And by definition, visibility does not mean that you can see me right now, but it means the ability to be readily noticed. And I applied that in everything I did so that at any given point, I was where people needed to see me. So when they're ready for me, what do you know? Here I am. And it actually got to a point in those offline settings where people started sending business to me because they knew they could count on me always being reliable and professional and being valuable, which also ties into what people are doing online now, which is providing content and being a great resource. So it got to the point where people just started sending us business and even said to me at events, I knew that I was going to run into at an event. I could count on seeing you this week. And so I applied that, and when we tallied the numbers, it was 18 months and quadrupled our market share.
That's fantastic. And one of the things. So you speak all over the United States, right?
I do.
And you love it, don't you?
I love it. Yes.
So what's really a trip about this whole thing is as I listen to you tell your story, here you are. You started really super young, and I mean that sincerely, and you made it a life, and you found out it could also be a business for you. And now you go around, you help small and medium-sized businesses, and you take their business to the next level.
Yes, it seems that people are starting to learn the tools, but they need help with creativity. And I love being an idea machine. At any given point, somebody can call me and give me a problem, and I can find a couple creative ways to get around it or leverage these online tools. It could be better white papers. It could be marketing materials that they already have and turn them into something that is shareable. It's interesting, and it's ways to build their businesses without constantly selling. Because I hate the sale, but because people love to buy, but they don't like to be sold.
Absolutely, absolutely agree. So we're going to cut this short. So, what advice do you have for somebody who's an entrepreneur looking to really enhance their experience online? But I have to say this because there's a lot of so-called social media experts that really they're reading a book, they're looking at what somebody else did, and they're trying to emulate. But you really, I mean, you've got 20 years in this thing, and so you're an anomaly. Let's face it. So what's your advice to help make sure that they don't get in the wrong conversation with the right idea?
First off, I think get the notion out of your head that it's not about the immediate sale. This is a long-term investment. If you're looking to get on Twitter or LinkedIn or Facebook or have a Facebook page and in 1 week expect business to come out of it, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Social media is best used when looked at as a resource. How can you constantly be helping people? And they actually talked about in the keynote earlier that the internet and social media is about reciprocity. So when people are thinking about adapting these tools for their marketing, what can you add to the conversation? It's a buzzword right now, but it's true. What can you add to get people talking about it? What can you send to people? What can you teach people? Sometimes I tell people, look at your outgoing inbox, your outbox, and see what instructional things have you sent to people asking questions. That's information that you can continue paying it forward and sharing on your blogs, on Facebook, and whatnot. Number two, you need to make sure that your presence is professional. That's Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, all of them. You need to have a picture. People like to talk to people, not logos. And you have to make sure that all of your marketing is congruent. So when you have a business card, make sure the card looks like maybe your website, not different colors, not different logos. And also, image is so important that you can't even cross out your phone number on your business card. I think that really says something about someone's business when I meet them and they're maybe directing me to their online site or their Twitter page and they've written it in. I'm like, isn't it worth spending $20 for a new set of business cards that are accurate? What message are you sending me about your business? Also, LinkedIn is one of the most underutilized tools. The questions and answers section is great. It gives you things to write about in your field. It can position you as an expert. You can connect with the people that you meet in person and look at their extended networks. And I really think in terms of building a professional presence, it's crucial. And when you're Googling someone, that's one of the top links that comes up. So if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, for me, you're hurting yourself because it's a free resource. But if you have one and it's not set up or optimized, and as somebody once said to me, they said, start your LinkedIn caller. We were talking about the value of LinkedIn. And said, I tell people to start your LinkedIn caller. And I said, that is really an interesting way to look at it. But it really implies spruce it up. Make sure that it really looks its best. So just a couple of pointers.
I really appreciate that because there's so many points that you made that I realize how many things that people miss every day. And they're simple things, yet they're huge. And the fact that you said congruent, that's a big deal to me because I see so many people that they have everything but the right thing on their sites, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, their websites, blog sites, et cetera, and so forth. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Thank you.